So Mexico also targeted by these US tariffs. Let's talk to our correspondent, Alasdair Baverstock in Mexico City. Alasdair, we've seen strong retaliation to President Trump's tariffs from Canada. What's the position in Mexico?
Well, you're absolutely right, Jamie. Mexico is the third largest exporter of steel and aluminium to the United States. So the industry here set to be badly impacted, although no retaliatory tariffs yet imposed by Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, although they are expected to come in the coming days. There's a particularly interesting thing when it comes to trade between these two countries on metals is that the United States actually runs a very large trade deficit on steel with Mexico. Mexico exported 2 million metric tons of raw steel to the United States last year, yet it imported from the United States 4.5 million metric tons. So that would put Mexico in a strong position to impose retaliatory tariffs on raw steel imports from the United States, hurting the United States steel sector. However, that would impact on much more key industries in Mexico. Mexico's importing all of that steel in order to manufacture cars, car parts, machinery, electronics, which are much more key economic sectors in Mexico. So Mexico finds its hands relatively tied when it comes to imposing direct retaliatory tariffs, although we are expected to see Mexico announce measures in the coming days. However, there is a silver lining to every cloud, and the fact that Mexico is now in this trade war on steel and metals with the United States. Other affected countries, particularly Canada, which is inside the North American Free Trade Zone, may now see Mexico as a much more interesting market for steel coming out of that country. Brazil, they're very much in the same boat as Canada. But industry experts, particularly in the automotive industry, who I've been speaking to in recent days, say that these tariffs are seen as a strategy, above all, to bring forward the renegotiations of the North American Free Trade Deal, currently set for 2026. And by imposing these tariffs, it not only exerts pressure upon Mexico, but also strengthens the United States renegotiating position. So all across Mexican industry here saying, whether or not those renegotiations are brought forward, the sooner the better for this country south of the border. Back to you.
Alasdair, thank you for that. Our correspondent, Alasdair Baverstock in Mexico City.